You ever look at the empty hood in your overlanding build and wonder if you can put it to good use? Well, I've had just that thought over the last couple months, and I came up with a couple different ideas. First off, I wanted to grab a turboed Subaru hood and use the cutout as an air vent. Unfortunately, that is right where the coil packs are, and I think when we go through our torrential rainstorms, it probably wouldn't fare well for the coil packs. So I thought we might as well use it for something else. And so I thought, what else could we use this empty spot for on the Forester? And then it occurred to me, it's been something we've been talking about all along with this build. We need more power. And no, I'm not talking engine power. I'm talking power for all our components as well as our camera gear that we take on our adventures. You see, the thing is, when we're on our epic adventures, we're often in the backcountry for extended periods of time. And that means that all my components in my car, as well as all my camera gear, well, unfortunately, doesn't really get charged. So today, I'm happy to be installing one of these Lensun solar flexible hood panels onto our overland Subaru Forester. So let's get started. But before we go ahead and start installing this on the Forester, let's kind of go what's included in one of their packages. They sent over everything I need to go ahead and install this on the Forester. So it is pretty much plug and play. So obviously we have our panel here. It depends on what Subaru you have, but I believe this is the 80 watts for my Forester, as well as the generation after, and I believe even the generation before. On top of just the panel, they do include some nice black vinyl to protect your paint. Because my paint is so rough right now, and I'm actually working on a super cool project, we're not going to be putting the black vinyl on today. We're going to be sticking it right onto, well, my paint. But besides that, we're also got a ton of double-sided tape. I will see about using probably half of this, I'm thinking, to get this mounted on here, as well as a charge controller. So we have a charge controller that, again, is very much plug and play. We just run this connection to this guy and have this guy plugged into our battery, and we're good to go. So let's go ahead and start installing this. Before we go ahead and, well, stick it on our hood, we do want to make sure it's relatively centered. As I said, we aren't going to be putting the vinyl on, so you'd want to make sure that's centered first, but it does give you a pretty good feeling of where it's going to sit. With this and our hood here, we do have our spray nozzles that we got to be careful of. So I'm going to just kind of line it up like the top of those. And then what we're going to do is just mark it with some painter sticks that we can go ahead, flip it over, put a lot of this double-sided tape on, and then go ahead and kind of stick it on here. So we're going to go ahead, get these measurements, and see what it looks like all centered up. And then once we have our location dialed in, what I'm going to do is just mark a few specific points, specifically the edges here, so that we know where to rest it once we get our double-sided tape on. And then it's really as simple as going ahead, taking your double-sided tape. What I'm first going to do is run up along all the edges to make sure that it seals down. And then I'm probably going to run about an inch strips, but we'll just have to go ahead and get the tape on first. And now with our double-sided tape on, we can go ahead, press it down, and then peel it before we go ahead and flip it on the car. And there we go. It is all mounted up. Just a warning, the tape they include is super strong. As soon as I got it down on the front, there was no way I was moving it. So be careful. Make sure you get it exactly where you want before you go ahead and drop it down, because, yeah, taking that off is going to be a pain. I'd probably recommend using a little bit of heat, but not enough heat to wreck the panel, so it'll be a little bit of fun when I take it off. That said, we're not done yet. Next up, like any electronics project, you got to figure out the wiring. As you guys know, I have my light fuse box over there and my air pump over there, so we don't have a lot of space in that area to go ahead and put, well, the charge controller. Thankfully, I think the charge controller will fit right here. But before that, we got to go ahead and figure out our wiring for our main power cable. What I'm going to do is they have these nice little stick-on mounts. So I'm going to take one of these stick-on mounts and zip tie it and probably put it right here so that when you're looking at the hood, you can see the cable goes really nicely over and around and under the hood right here. So we're going to go ahead, stick that on, and then we'll go ahead and figure out our charge controller. And with our wiring figured out where we kind of tuck it around the hood here, stick it to this little mount we have, and then run it alongside the washer hose fluid, it brings our ends right here, which is actually perfect because it's going to give us a spot to mount our charge controller. So our charge controller can go right here and give us an attachment point for the solar as well as the batteries. And this is something that you can do. So this is really the most basic installation, running it right to your starter battery, your main battery, and kind of keeping this charge. Well, maybe you have a couple 12 volts you're using in your car, or you're running your pump while your engine's off, or stuff like that. That said, there is a ton of possibilities. You can order the solar panel without the charge controller, and maybe use some other solar panels and build a little bit of a solar array, and maybe charge a deep cycle battery or maybe a couple lithium batteries. The possibilities are really endless with your solar. With that said, make sure you're sticking around on the channel because this is only the start of my kind of conversion into the next phase of the Forester, where I do want to look at adding additional batteries. I do want to add additional solar and maybe add some equipment that draws more heavily on that. But as I said, we're going to be doing the nice and simple route using the plug and play equipment we have available to us right now to, make sure that our main battery here is never going to die on an adventure, even with us charging stuff as we go. With that said, then we have a couple different options where we want to mount this. I am going to mount it pretty much on the main fuse box. Again, just using some double-sided tape because the double-sided tape is really strong and it gives us that flexibility and it won't interfere with the hood, allowing us to connect the solar right there. Then all we got to do is run our power and our neutral lead to the battery that is literally sitting right here. Theoretically, you would want to shorten these a little bit if you're trying to do an optimal setup, but we're not going to do that. Another thing you might notice is on the provided charger, there is some ground and power leads to a little bit of a light bulb. That is for your load if you have a load that you want to use. We're not going to be using that, so we're going to just toss a little heat shrink on that and kind of put that out of the way for today. And with everything connected and the wires are nice and tucked, we can go ahead and test it out. We can see out here that we have the panel and the battery connected, and obviously since we have no load, the load light is not on. That means that we have successfully installed this Lensun solar panel for my Subaru Forester. That said, we gotta go ahead, take it outside, and see what it's doing, because they do have an app that I have downloaded on my phone, and that allows me to go ahead and check what's going on here, check out the battery voltage, check out the current, and check out the solar panel. So let's go see what this is generating on a cloudy day. Right now, with it cloudy and being almost 7 p.m., we're generating just over 7 watts. I'm also facing towards the house right now. So obviously when conditions aren't optimal, solar isn't going to generate a ton of power. But that said, we are generating power just sitting here, and that's exactly what we wanted. And there we go. In just under an hour, we added a simple solar setup that makes sure our battery is always topped up and we can charge our gear on our adventures. Let me know down below if you're thinking of adding one. And while you're down there, don't forget to go ahead and check out the links. To buy one of these, I've added Lensun Solar's link to their site, as well as Flat 4 Off-Road, where you can go ahead and purchase one of these. And while you're down there, don't forget to go ahead and check out the channel memberships, as well as Flat 4 Off-Road for all your adventure Subaru needs. And I'll be seeing you in the next adventure, where we go put this to the test.